child. How do you move forward after losing a loved one? I really was asking God what happened, why it happened.
You just learn to live with the pain, so it never goes away.
The faith really stays with you. It becomes a part of you. Real Talk Season 2, Sunday, 10:30 p.m. on Kapamilya Channel, 9:30 p.m. on Kapamilya Online Live. Welcome back to Real Talk, the heart of the matter, and ang sarap ng mga conversations that we had about everyone's different love stories. And tonight, we're going to talk about what true love really is. And we're going to pick that up tonight from First John verse 4, from 7 all the way to 12. Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. This is how God shows his love among us. He sent his one and only Son into the world that we might live through him. This is love. Not that we love God, but that he loved us and sent his Son as an atoning sacrifice for our sins. Dear friends, since God so loved us, we ought to love one another. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and his love is made complete in us.
So, how do we find true love? This verse says, number one, we have 3 points for you. The first is, you have to first know what love is. God is love. So, it's talking about the person. Love, God is not just loving, God is love. In verse 8, it says, whoever does not love does not know God because God is love. So, if you're looking for love, you have to first know what it is. And um, especially now, panahon ng pandemic, at lockdown, everybody's lonely. People have different versions of what love is. And you have to be careful kasi tandaan nyo, point natin dito is finding true love. And you have to make sure that the love that you have is not counterfeit. It's the real thing.
And I believe that it's so love is a person and his name is Jesus. The second one is love. It's also an action. So it's unconditional. This is love, not that we love God, but that he loved us and sent his son as an atoning sacrifice for our sins. So we need to know that this unconditional love does exist. And we want to practice that in action. Not only I love you when it's good, but I also love you and keep with people at their worst. So we're looking not only at the best, but even at the worst of it and saying, I can still love because God showed me the way. And unconditional love is him, God himself.
So the third point that we have here, you know, love is also an adjective, and love glorifies God. Verse 12, it says, no one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and his love is made complete. You know, God is love. We discussed that earlier. But as people of God, we are also commanded to love one another. Why? Because you know what? God is spirit. No one has actually seen God. You don't even know how he looks. But because of our love for one another, people will get a glimpse of who God is. Because love radiates, it glorifies God. And that's how people believe. You know what? I believe in God because I see your love for each other. Because your love is unconditional.
So, in the final words of this song, ang true love ay nahanap kay Jesus. And when you have Jesus in your relationship and you can show that unconditionally, then he gets glorified. And when we glorify God, we become more and more like him. Again, this is Real Talk. I think we had a great conversation. So I hope to see you again next week. It was so much fun. Thank you so much, Mikey and Diane. Well, it was so nice for you both to share together. Thank you so much, Pastor Winnie.